Okay, so mates, it's beginning to look and feel a lot like Christmas. Seeing as though we're only a few days out, we have lots to discuss on this Thursday, December 22nd. Welcome to Fox Soul's Black Report. I'm Courtney Hicks.
And I'm Nicordelai Corte. Happy holidays to you and yours. We are honored to stand behind this desk each day to take you on a journey across Black America and the stories that impact our people.
That's right. We're going to bring you our news, our views, and our voice. So let's tap into today's headlines. The body of two missing teens from Ohio have been found in the basement of a burned home. 16-year-old Kimarion Wilder and 15-year-old Kashawn Pittman were found in the vacant home in Toledo this week. That's just outside of Detroit. Now, the two boys were last seen on December 3rd at approximately 8:14 p.m. at the party at the Maumee Bay Resort in Oregon, Ohio. 5 people have been arrested and charged in connection with this case. Now, a fire broke out at the house on December 5th, but the boys weren't immediately found due to a firefighter falling through that staircase and being injured at that home. Families for both teams have set up a GoFundMe for the funeral costs.
A couple from South Carolina is facing child trafficking charges after the two were accused of torturing a 10-year-old boy. Police say 32-year-old Mackenzie Lang, Matthias Spencer, and Nicholas Spencer are also accused of confining the 10-year-old to a small and cold room without clothes. Court documents obtained by the outlet state that the couple, quote, recruited, transported, and maintained the foster child for the purposes of exploitation. Officers say the Spencers used the boy and other foster children to solicit money from donors. Officials are working to determine why the American couple was in Uganda and noted that neither possessed a work permit.
New details are being released in the case of the New York City subway shooter. Now, lawyers for the man accused of carrying out the worst attack on the subway system in years says he wants to plead guilty to federal terrorism charges. Frank James was charged with committing a terrorist attack on a mass transit system. Prosecutors say it was back in April when he set off smoke bombs, then started firing on an N train in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. 10 commuters were hit, all survived. The court has scheduled a change of plea hearing for January 3rd.
All right, soulmates, can we please just act right for the holidays at least? An Amazon driver was returning to his truck in Detroit when he was robbed at gunpoint. Fox 2's Dave Spencer has the very latest.
And it's sad because some other kids not going to have Christmas because somebody else, and it's so messed up.
This time of year, Amazon and other delivery trucks are everywhere. And this particular truck is parked at the corner of Pickford and Glastonbury in Detroit. It was the target of 2 thieves Wednesday afternoon.
I got a call from my mom, and she was like, they're robbing the Amazon guy. And I was literally right around the corner, so I shot home, and we seen the packages and everything laying in the street. We were looking for the Amazon driver because we didn't see him because we were concerned about his well-being.
Police say as the driver walked back to his truck, 2 men wearing black ski masks came up on him. The victim tells police one man had a gun and threatened him. The other started unloading packages into an SUV and took off, leaving the driver behind.
It's sad that people actually do this, and I don't think they understand the trauma that they cause the people that they rob.
The crime happening in an area with a lot of families, leaving some to wonder about who else might be affected by this robbery.
Now you got to go through the hassle of getting the gifts back, putting in a report, and it's unfair because it could miss somebody's medicine too. Amazon delivers a lot of things other than packages.
And left with a difficult situation to explain to little kids who still have faith in the Christmas spirit.
She's like, Santa Claus will get them something. I'm like, yeah, this is just the Grinch just stole Christmas.
The Amazon driver is okay and was not harmed, but that Grinch clearly came really close to taking his life.
Grinch is, and let me tell you, I love us, but there are times when
I just really don't like us too much. I mean, this was just unreal in the sense that, the time of year, folks' hard-earned money, and not only gifts, like the first thought came to mind was, groceries, medical apparatus, or maybe even medicine, like the lady stated in the package. Amazon delivers just more than maybe gifts or things that we might need on our day-to-day basis. And it's just really, it's just sick and it's unfortunate. And I'm hoping the best in that situation, especially if there were probably a lot of gifts on that truck that people would be able to recoup. Probably not in time for Christmas, but at least to make good on the other side of the holiday, hopefully.
And to the point that was made by one of the participants in that story, the trauma, the lingering trauma, is nothing to snuff at. I can only imagine, what it might feel like to have to go back to work, after you were essentially robbed at gunpoint.
If he decides to go back to work.
Yeah. And it's just another example of what feels like there's a desperation in the air. There's so many stories out there this holiday season of folks being accosted at gunpoint, folks going into stores doing smash and grab, and really sort of dampening not just the holiday season, but
people's spirit and humanity. Everybody is a bit, the regular folk, everybody's a little bit pressed in one way or another, and just to add insult to injury, it's just, it's cowardly, it is thoughtless, and it doesn't speak to any sort of kind of like, village or connection or unity, and it's very unfortunate. I'm hoping for the best for the driver and those neighbors who may have lost out on, gifts or things that they may have needed.
Let's do better, folks.
That's right.
Let's do better. But you know what? I'll give you a hint as to someone on Capitol Hill that is intent on doing better.
All right.
The Congressional Black Caucus will have new leadership. U.S. Congressman Stephen Horsford was elected as the 28th chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. He serves Nevada's 4th congressional district and will be sworn in as chair in January when the new session of Congress begins. New York Democratic Representative Yvette Clarke was elected first vice chair.
All right, a group of newly elected black mayors are working with the White House to talk with administration officials about the concerns and challenges facing small to mid-sized cities in several critical areas of our country. Now, the new class of mayors included North Las Vegas Mayor Pamela Goins Brown, the first black mayor in Nevada's history. She says her top priorities were public safety, education, and her city's continued economic recovery, referencing an economic downturn that impacted the city over a decade earlier. Mayors stress that even at the local level, it's a team effort with the mayor and city council working together to get things done for the communities they serve.
And speaking of getting things done, check out the city of Long Beach. They held an inauguration ceremony this week to honor and welcome the city's newest elected leaders, including a few first-time council members and the new mayor of Long Beach, Rex Richardson. Just take a look.
A grand inauguration ceremony at the Terrace Theater in Long Beach Tuesday. Honoring and welcoming the newest elected leaders for the city of Long Beach, including first-time council members and the new mayor, Rex Richardson. Sworn in by his mother, alongside his wife and 2 daughters.
It's no greater honor for a mother.
Mayor Richardson took his oath before hundreds of people.
Congratulations, Mayor!
And just like that,
my fellow Long Beach residents, I am honored to be sworn in as your mayor this evening.
Richardson made history as the first black mayor for the city of Long Beach.
It's not lost on me that I have the opportunity and the responsibility as serving as our city's first black mayor.
Richardson will work with a city council that now has several new leaders who also made history with their wins.
You have a new city council led by 6 women, more women than we've ever had at any single point in our city's history, who are all aligned and really marching in step as it relates to addressing our big challenges. We're going to be calling on the city manager to present present a declaration of emergency. And so I look forward to working with this city council. I look forward to working with leaders across the region.
Leaders like Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, who attended the ceremony Tuesday.
But what I'm very excited about is to have Mayor Richardson as a partner. And I know that he will be a partner. As he said, he views homelessness in the same way we do now in Los Angeles, as an emergency.
Mayor Richardson says he too looks forward to working with Mayor Bass and plans to tackle the issues as a collective on day one.
Leaders from all across LA County to make sure that we're doing what we can collectively to address this big regional problem, the rising cost of housing and homelessness.
Richardson, the first black mayor in the history of Long Beach, was sworn in by his mother alongside his wife and 2 young daughters. He will be working with several other newly elected leaders who also made history this week. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
All right, let's stay in Long Beach for just a moment. And then Mama, gotta love that moment, right? So just hours after being sworn in, Mayor Richardson asked city officials to draft an emergency declaration on homelessness. In a letter addressed to the city manager, Richardson and a city council member asked for the declaration to be presented to the council for its January 10th meeting, allowing the city to move fairly quickly and cut some red tape in hiring and procurement to address what Richardson said is a humanitarian crisis. Now, the move would put Long Beach in step with LA, where just last week, newly elected Mayor Karen Bass, that you saw in that piece, made a similar declaration giving her the ability to create interim housing, dispense money to groups that reach out to homeless people, and cut red tape in regulatory and permitting processes.
Danville in California, Northern California, my old stomping grounds, is making history as the city celebrates the swearing in of the city's first black mayor. James J.H. Adkins has been sworn in as Danville's next mayor. The city is 235 years old, and Adkins is the first African American to hold the seat. Adkins says he's proud, but at the same time, he's very humbled. Mayor Adkins is a lifelong educator, teaching history and civics. He served 12 years as a city commissioner and 8 years as vice mayor.
Okay, so from all of the good news to news you can use, as we here in Michigan, Detroit to be exact, are not the only ones bracing for winter weather problems. It's going to impact more than half of the country. The cold, the wind, and the snow creating problems heading into the Christmas weekend. Fox's Jackie Ibanez has the latest.
It's shaping up to be one of the worst winter storms in decades.
This will be a 1 in a 25-year type event for certain parts.
Roughly 190 million people across the country are under some form of winter advisory as of Wednesday, according to the National Weather Service, as freezing temperatures, intense winds, and heavy snowfall are expected Thursday through Saturday. The Midwest, Great Plains, Gulf Coast, and eastern U.S. are projected to bear the brunt.
There'll be a lot of places where it looks like the snow's been scoured away to nothing. But then in adjacent locations, there'll be 6 feet of snow piled up in a drift. So it's going to be pretty wild.
And the timing couldn't be worse.
Be patient. I think it's going to be an interesting couple of days.
Several major airlines have already canceled and delayed hundreds of flights, with many more projected over the next few days.
The de-icing program, it does take some time. It takes up to 30 minutes to de-ice an aircraft.
Road conditions won't be any better.
Sliding in the ditches, hitting curbs, wench outs going into the ditches.
Creating headaches for the nearly 113 million people AAA say will travel away from home for the holidays.
You heard it. A blast of Arctic air is also on the way. Officials warn the wind chill could be life-threatening for many in the Midwest. I was just watching some of our weather folks here at our sister station here at Fox 2 in Detroit, and that weather person said when those winds kick up 30 to 50 miles per hour, that single temperature will feel like negative 25 or 26 below. So I'm hoping and praying that you can get out before all of the mayhem breaks. Our floor manager was just talking about the blizzard of 78. I was about 7 years old, and we actually still have pictures where I'm in this huge snowsuit. Remember those snowsuits from back in the day, the one body thing, and I'm like this, making angels in the snow. It's just
as my face got tight.
I know, but
because I'm from California.
It's in our blood. You just have to prepare for it.
And all of this is making me uneasy.
You just have to prepare for it.
And I'm just trying to get home for Christmas.
I know.
Right?
We're going to have to help you prepare. And the streets are going to be pretty heavy today, too, because, you know, the stuff is expected to come a little bit later on. So you got to get out there after we finish.
You got any good news? Any good news to share about this?
Yeah, the fact that you have me to help you navigate through this thing. It's serious, honey. So when we finish, you got to get out in these streets, hit it, get everything you need, because you might have to anchor down for Christmas and not go back out.
No. I got to get home to California for Christmas.
You can come to our house. The family house is right up the street.
Thanks for the invitation. Appreciate it.
Fox Black Soul headquarters.
Still ahead, Growing Up Black, a new album that's available soon.
We'll introduce you to the artist behind the new project next. You'll be okay. I got you.